Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I firmly believe that XRP is in, will undoubtedly be, a multi-year transformational rally in terms of XRP one day hitting its previous all-time high again and ultimately entering a whole new realm of price discovery. And a big part of the reason I believe that, it's not purely just because my investment thesis is that utility matters and will win the day. I do believe that that's ultimately going to be of paramount importance. But I do acknowledge that in the short term here, I don't know how long it's going to be like this, but the whole market moves together. The whole market undeniably does. And so I saw this headline from the Daily Hodl that resonated with me, and I thought, yep, you might as well just plug XRP in there because it's the same damn thing. The whole market moves together. But I do like this headline. Bitcoin at start of multi-year transformative rally, says crypto billionaire Mike Novogratz. And so I'm going to be running through this, and I also have a rather interesting story also from the Daily Hodl titled Crypto Holder Just Paid $82,000 in fees to send $1.18 worth of Bitcoin. Oh, somebody's having a bad day. I do want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I simply think it's fun to talk about topics such as these. I'm very interested in cryptocurrencies and the Internet of Value as Ripple is building it out. They're a huge player in it, obviously. And it's also fun to make YouTube videos as a hobby, but that is all that it is, just so that you know. If you would please ever so delicately tap the like button, I'd appreciate the support. And also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, because if you do, we could be friends. Maybe even best friends. I get all giddy just thinking about it. Here's a tweet from the Crypto Candy that resonated with me, and so I decided I'm going to share it with you, because this is my channel, damn it, and I do what I want. She wrote the following. I was here when XRP was $3.40. I was here when XRP was 11 cents. I will be here when XRP hits $100. I like the sentiment. It resonates with me. And so I don't know where XRP is ultimately going to go. I don't know if it's ever going to hit $100. I don't know if it's going to hit way beyond that or fall short. I don't pretend to know, but I will say that I personally believe that XRP will be worth substantially more in the future than it is today for so many reasons, even if for no other reason in the short term than just all the altcoins move together. And I feel safer with XRP because I don't know when utility is going to matter more to people and people change the way in which they invest. I just don't want to be caught holding a crappy coin that doesn't do anything when people suddenly insist that utility actually matters, which I think inevitably will happen. And so you're not seeing it now, but we know humans behave like this. If you just look at the dot-com boom and bust cycle, people were throwing money at everything that had a dot-com attached to it, all these businesses, which was stupid. And then when the frenzy died down, those companies that were really building out the base layers of the internet at the time, a couple decades ago, there were all sorts of winners. And you could predict certain things about the way the internet would unfold. A lot of the ideas that people had seemed impossible in the mid-90s. And some of the ideas that came to fruition, you can think about Airbnb or Uber, people were not predicting this in 1995, right? We're all just going to have computers in our freaking pockets, Oh, man. But into this piece from the Daily Hodl now. Galaxy Digital CEO and Bitcoin bull Mike Novogratz says Bitcoin is undergoing a massive rally that, unlike its 2017 boom, is bolstered by increasing institutional adoption. And look, this is a narrative that I know it to be true. And so I keep highlighting it every single day. There's at least a few articles along these lines. And there's a reason I keep hitting on this point. It matters. It functionally matters. And it's exciting to me that the retail side, and it is the retail side that truly determines the price, even if you want to call it indirectly, it's those people, trading on spot exchanges that determine the price of any given cryptocurrency. But wait till even more of them show up. You're talking about an increase in demand with a fixed supply asset. Where the hell do you think this might ultimately go? Perhaps higher, maybe? Because even the people that don't know, which is probably most people, where this whole thing's going, they know that you can do things with cryptocurrencies that would otherwise be impossible, and that represents value, which is different than price. When I'm talking about price, I'm talking about what humans are willing to buy and sell an asset for cryptocurrency at a given moment. With value, I'm talking about real-world utility here. And so people know there are things that can be done with cryptocurrencies that would not be possible without this technology. It's just, by and large, the market hasn't sufficiently parsed out the differences between coins and determine which ones will be winners. But the market is going to figure this out as time passes. And in the meantime, so what's really driving this? It's the institutional players that are purchasing by and large over the counter, so that the transactions, they're not showing up on spot exchanges, but then suddenly there's less Bitcoin available, or whatever the cryptocurrency in question may be. Because XRP is purchased on an institutional level as well. Just not as much, which isn't surprising to me. Bitcoin leads the whole market, fine. But it affects supply and demand, and then ultimately what happens? Well, even if it's the same number of people fighting over Bitcoin, there's less of it now, because it's in deep cold storage here. But anyway, in a new episode of The Interview, hosted by Real Vision CEO Raoul Pal, Novogratz says that although Bitcoin may be ascending parabolically as 2020 comes to a close, he does not see this as a 2017 repeat. Novogratz believes this Bitcoin rally has staying power. The head of the digital asset management firm suggests that Bitcoin could double in price over the course of the next year and take a sizable bite out of gold's market cap. Yeah, well, I think that's inevitably going to happen, even if it's hard to measure the degree to which it's happening. We see the trend with people that are my age and younger in particular. And I'm 37 years old, so not that old, not that young. But, my age and younger in particular, somewhere thereabout, especially people that grew up with this, technology and computers in their freaking pockets, known as iPhones and Androids, all that crap. These people are, I think it's pretty clear, and the surveys have shown this to be the case, that they're much more interested in purchasing Bitcoin as opposed to gold. And so if you think that this new option existing is not going to affect negatively gold, well, I think that you're mistaken. And I'm not crapping on gold here. I'm not saying that it doesn't have a place in a portfolio. If you want to diversify, go ahead and diversify. Do whatever you want. Buy it, sell it. I don't care. I'm just saying that more money is going to be flowing into cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and certainly XRP. I firmly believe that. But here's a quote from Mike Novogratz. "I am so much more convinced that this is not 2017, where I kept telling everyone this was a speculative mania, that this is the start of a multi-year, multi-100% giant transformative rally. It is easy for me to see Bitcoin being at $50,000 next year. That is 10% of gold. I think gold is going higher. I know once we get to 10% of gold, we are like, why is it only 10% gold? Why is it not 25% of gold? Then it is going to eclipse gold at one point. That is not going to happen in a year. I guarantee it is not going to happen in a year, but these things happen faster when you are getting these network effects." Yeah, so what we're talking about is an exponential increase in the adoption of cryptocurrencies, and you will see, as Mike Novogratz has put in the past, the herd is coming. The Digital Galaxy CEO highlights the entry of MassMutual in Bitcoin. The 169-year-old insurance giant invested $100 million in Bitcoin. Novogratz says it is an important milestone that could inspire other companies to buy in. By the way, we're talking about institutional purchases here again, but here's a quote. "I just remember the guy that founded Litecoin sold along the top, and I was like, dude, not great as the founder to unload everything literally on the high tick. Great as a speculator, but not as a community builder. I do not see new people entering those communities. To be fair, they feel almost more like passing the parcel or Ponzi's. What is different in Bitcoin? In Bitcoin, I see new people entering all the time. Institutions. Today, Mass General enters. That is a huge, huge deal, which we can maybe get to later. If we step back and think about how important this is, if an insurance company can do this and be public about it, there is not an institution in the world that has to feel the shame about buying Bitcoin. They are all, and I can tell you from every bank, we are dealing with banks that we have not dealt with before. Say, how do we get involved? And okay, so this is the trend that we continue to see coming. And the neat thing about it is, as the cryptocurrency asset class continues to blow up in a very positive way in terms of price action, it's going to become a $1 trillion asset class, then a multi-trillion dollar asset class, and you're just talking about a bigger pie. And even if you're talking about institutional investors the world over just putting in like 1, 2, or 3% of their assets under management into the cryptocurrency asset class, that represents massive, massive growth. and it reduces availability of cryptocurrencies on the market. It goes back to something as simple as supply and demand dynamics. They're not going away. And we know right now, again, XRP is just following price action of Bitcoin. So even if it only went into Bitcoin, whatever. And it's not like institutions are holding and purchasing XRP. It's just, I admittedly state that most of the money is going into Bitcoin. Okay. Like, I just want a bigger pie. I definitely just want a bigger pie. Novogratz says he's beginning to see a shift in the market as more and more deep pocket investors are finding value in holding Bitcoin. In the eyes of the Galaxy Digital CEO, the challenge now is that institutions want exposure fast, but there's growing competition for a slice of the Bitcoin pie. And here's a final quote. Now the problem is it is happening so fast, you cannot take advantage of it as much as you want to because you cannot hire the right people fast enough, and you got a lot of competition. Indeed, true words, my friend. All right, into this next piece now from the Daily Hodl. Crypto holder just paid $82,000 in fees to send $1.18 in Bitcoin. An unknown crypto investor just paid tens of thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin to move a minuscule amount of Bitcoin. According to the latest Block Explorer data, the unknown user shelled out 3.49 Bitcoin worth $82,000 to transfer 0.00005 Bitcoin worth just $1.18. Oh man. The transaction was first detected by the distributed ledger tracker known as Bitcoin Blockbot. The transfer comes as Bitcoin's average transaction fee spikes over 339% from $2.71 to $11.90 in just a week, the highest price level since November 5th. The surge in transaction fees corresponds with the rally that saw the leading cryptocurrency ascend to an all-time high of $24,209 according to CoinMarketCap.com. And so why did this happen? Well, when I see stuff like this, and this is one of the most egregious examples, admittedly, but it usually means somebody had what we call fat finger syndrome. Perhaps a very expensive typo. That I tell you what, somebody's having a really bad day right now. That would be my guess right now. Oh man. And meanwhile, by the way, just for a fun note before I sign off here, XRP transactions cost a fraction of a penny. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.